All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Berchaha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to head apostle and others, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. This is the brother Mattathiah from the GMS Virginia camp, coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the true, holy, powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai being the true, holy, powerful name, his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and Christ, Bahashim, is in the name. And Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. And we're going to touch on these tariffs that Donald Trump has put on Mexico and Canada and on China beginning tomorrow. Okay. You know, China is getting a 10% tariff, and Mexico and Canada 25%. And this is going to have an impact on the American economy. Okay. And I'm going to go through a couple of videos. We're going to pull out some scriptures and, let's jump right into it.
And what would be oof, and specifically notice when it starts getting red, right around 1:30 or so. Yeah, in the last hour, Wall Street investors appear to be rattled after the White House said that President Trump is sticking to his February 1st deadline for new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, tariffs that could raise prices for many products that Americans buy, potentially stoking inflation.
So the stock market has already seen an impact from these tariffs that Donald Trump has put on, Mexico, Canada, and China.
Let's get the latest from CNN's Matt Egan. Matt, what can you tell us about these tariffs and what it could mean for the price of everyday goods?
Well, Boris, we could be on the verge of the first shots being fired in what would be a trade war in North America. Because remember, it's not just these 25% tariffs that have been threatened by President Trump on Canada and on Mexico. It's also the retaliation that they have promised as well. And as you pointed out, this did not go over so well on Wall Street. The moment that this news came out from the White House that the tariffs are still on track to happen, we did see a noticeable dip in the stock market, with the Dow moving solidly lower. Now, look, we don't know exactly what's going to happen here. It's still possible that President Trump decides to delay when these tariffs get implemented, or
so these nations, they're heated about these tariffs that have been put on upon them, even making claims and statements concerning retaliation to these tariffs being put on these shipment of goods and products, means of trade, of how these nations and countries make money, okay, in the commerce, okay.
Cancel them altogether. But we do know that he views these tariffs as sort of a magical negotiating tool that can solve almost any problem. Of course, this would be a risky gamble because the United States imports a lot of goods from Canada and from Mexico, not to mention from China as well. Last year alone, the U.S. imported $400 billion of goods from Canada, everything from oil and minerals to cement, wood, and paper goods. This is also a major place where the United States imports food from Mexico in particular, right? Roughly 90% of the avocados that get imported into the United States come from.
Yeah, so, fruits, vegetables, certain different types of alcohols, and, liquor are going to go up, okay? They're going to go up because of these tariffs.
From Mexico. Same thing for tomatoes. The auto industry in North America is also very closely linked together. That's why analysts have.
Hey, 90% of everything that these parts in these auto parts stores come from China, man. Okay, so this is gonna have a heavy impact on the auto industry. When you go to these auto zones, when you go to advanced auto parts, these parts that you get, the majority of them, they're made in China. The parts that you order online, they're made in China. These various different goods, clothing, appliances, okay, majority of all electronics come from China.
Have said that tariffs like this would be devastating to the auto industry and would lift the price of the average cost sold, the cost of the average car.
And that's heavy right there. Yeah, that's heavy. So, hey, this could lift car prices for for an average 3,000 more for a typical car bought in the United States. So it's going to impact these car dealerships. It's also going to impact the selling, the purchasing of these particular cars. And Trump very well could raise up these percentages at any time and point, or he could lift them. But at the end of the day, these particular countries feel some type of way about it. So even if they are lifted, they could still uh, set up some stipulation in between the trading between America and these particular nations so far, because Trump could very well add more different countries that they trade with, put tariffs on them as well. Okay.
Are sold in the United States by $3,000. Now, meanwhile, there's also the risk that all of this could lift gasoline prices because Canada is the biggest source of foreign oil into the United States. The U.S. imports about 4 million barrels of oil from Canada every single day. Look at that. That's 4 times as much as what is imported from OPEC. Mexico is also a major source.
Yeah, so far we got food products, fruits, appliances, car parts, the auto industry, and gas. So your gas prices are going to go up. Let's go to Jeremiah 51 real quick. It's Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. These nations have been in bed with that whore. They've been in bed with America, and they've profited. They've gotten rich off of America. Not just the trading with America, but them coming over to this land and establishing various different businesses. Okay. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. And this place cannot be healed. This place is on the way down and is being brought down by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Now these wicked elites, are destroying and bringing down their own system in efforts to establish their a new system, a new world order, but they're not going to complete that new world order. And ultimately, the Most High Yahweh has these devils in a trick bag, and he has put in their minds and persuaded them to do what? To destroy their own system and to actually believe and think that they could complete a new system that they have, formulated and drawn up plans to in their secret councils.
Of foreign oil, and big oil, the oil industry is pleading with the White House to shield oil and natural gas from these imports. They're warning that Canada is just such a crucial source of oil into the refineries that what could happen is you could see gasoline prices go significantly higher. Gas Buddy has said that if these 25% tariffs go into effect, gas prices in the Great Lakes region could go up by up to 50 cents per gallon. Similarly, go significantly higher in the Midwest and in the Rockies.
See, when gas prices, the price of oil goes up on a large scale, it affects just about everything, not just the gas that you put in your car. It affects goods, it affects prices of various different things as well. Because in order for you to get certain goods, these tanker ships, planes, etc., have to transport these particular goods to these various different stores that you buy them from. All right. And when the price of oil goes up, they have to charge more for the transportation and for the goods, which and hence these stores have to up their price. Okay.
Mountains as well. And so that's why we've got to pay very close attention to what happens next and whether or not the White House ends up putting the tariffs in place, but perhaps having some sort of a carve out so that it doesn't impact gasoline prices. Because, Boris, if we've learned anything the last few years, it's that people care very much about how much the price of gasoline is.
It's perhaps part of the reason the price of everyday goods, why Donald Trump got elected. And we should quickly point out, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, was asked about exceptions specifically for oil and oil products, and she didn't have any specifics. She said that we would find out within the next 24 hours.
And you got a lot of people that voted for Trump, they're pissed off right now, because they expected when Donald Trump got in there that, the prices of goods was going to go down, that, housing and all these different various things were going to be more affordable. And, the claims that, Donald Trump has made, which he has stood good on the majority of his claims concerning these executive orders he's put in place, and pushed certain things through, to so-called help the economy by taking money out of certain areas and putting it in another area. Okay. But, these people that voted for Trump, they really don't understand what's going on. They don't understand prophecy. They don't understand, who is in rulership and the face that they're looking at that the wicked elites have put as the face of the rulership of America is just a pawn, and he's taking orders from the wicked elites that are in that position of power. Okay. And they're set on bringing this place down. Okay. And destroying their own economy. And they are, pushing for race wars, civil war. They're inducing a famine of bread. All right, these fires at these various different farmlands and these different laws and restrictions that have been put on these farmers concerning, their crops and various other matters are strategically done. Okay. And, we're coming into a time where goods are going to be, at outrageous prices. Okay. Things are going to continue to go up. You're going to see more and more businesses and stores shut down. I mean, just around here in Virginia, we've seen a high spike in major corporations and businesses closing down. All right. And this is only going to continue. And people have had high hopes that voted for Donald Trump, thinking that he was going to, restore America to, just being a place where, everything's all good, that, you'll have high wages, rent will be exponentially low. And that's not going to happen, man. As a matter of fact, the opposite is going to happen. Let's go to Jeremiah 35:15, because, the Lord has the prophets out there in the highways and byways all over the four corners of the earth. We're on the YouTube, the various different, media platforms, giving warning and telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans what's coming down the pipeline, what's about to happen. Okay, we're telling you that this place is not your rest. No matter how much you seek after it, no matter how much you cry and yearn and want, no matter who you put in that presidential seat, you're not going to find any rest in this place. This is Jeremiah 35:15. It says, I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way concerning you Israelites, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear nor hearkened unto me. And a majority of our people have not inclined their ear, and they have not hearkened after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? They have turned the opposite direction. They have looked at, the words that the prophets are speaking, which are the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as madness, as falsehood, as something that should not be spoken of, as hate speech, right? But they have put their faith and trust in this system. They have put their faith and trust in Esau, Edom. And they're saying, this is the man, this is the guy that has the truth. This is the man that we should be listening to. This is the man that we should be receiving advice from. Okay. Let's continue on in this video.
So Matt Egan will check in again once these tariffs are rolled out to see whether there was a carve out or not. Thanks so much, Matt. In one survey of economists, 95% agree that tariffs will likely mean higher prices for consumers. Let's discuss this new data with Mark Zandi, the chief economist at Moody's. Mark, thanks so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us. These tariffs looming over the weekend, the White House would not give details on whether there would be exceptions for things like
and let's not forget that America is chest deep in debt. All right. So here it is. This devil is setting out these tariffs, causing a trade war, and he's chest deep, neck deep in debt. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk, and let's go to chapter 2. Let's see here. Matter of fact, let's start from the top. This is Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And we are those runners. Okay. It says, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And we are at the end times. It says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, but it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Yeah, these latter prophecies are surely going to come, whether you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, believe it or not. All right. Verse 4, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. This man, he was created to be the wicked. He was created for a purpose. He was created to do a job. All right. Verse 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Esau is very, very proudful, man. Even in these tariffs that you see, this is an act of Esau showing his pride. And these other nations are pissed off. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Yeah, he spreads his feathers all over the earth. He sets up embassies all over the place. He pushes his democracy. He pushes his religion, his doctrines. All right, basically down the throat of these nations. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. This devil cannot be satisfied. These other nations cannot please this devil, man. He's going to want more and more and more. All right. And Esau is taken from his own people, man. Like the scripture says, when the righteous in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. The people are in mourning. These people are not rejoicing. Even outside of America, you're not seeing people in, rejoicing. Okay, people are in a state of anger. They're mad, they're distraught, they're confused. It says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, the debt. He's neck deep in debt. But he'll tell you, hey, you got to pay your bill on time. Oh, if you're late, we gotta give you a charge. Okay. And that's how he deals with these nations as well. And the debt is just climbing and climbing and climbing. And America has no intentions in paying back that debt to the particular people and nations that they have received that from, so to speak. Okay.
Oil products. I wonder how you think the markets and consumers are going to be affected by this.
Well, Boris, it depends, right? It depends on how high the tariffs are, which products, if there are going to be exemptions or carve-outs, how long the tariffs will be in place. So there's a lot of imponderables.
Slocky, one moment. Let's see something, because I know Mexico responded to the tariffs.
And today, goods from Mexico, Canada, and China could become more expensive. President Trump said he's placing import tariffs on production from those countries. Mexican and Canadian imports will face 25% tariffs, and goods from China will face a 10% tariff. Trump first threatened tariffs during his campaign and seems likely to follow through with that plan. It's a political gamble, though, since many voters cited inflation as one of their top issues. Tariffs could trigger higher prices and potentially disrupt the energy, auto, lumber, and agricultural sectors.
Mr. President, is there anything China, Canada, and Mexico can do tonight to forestall your implementation of tariffs tomorrow?
No, nothing. Not right now, no.
Not a negotiating tool?
No, it's not. No, it's a pure economic. We have big deficits.
Hey, yo.
No, nothing. Not right now, no.
Not a negotiating tool?
No, it's not. No, it's a pure economic. We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three of them.
Both Canadian and Mexican leaders said they will respond with their own tariffs on American goods if Trump's plan goes forward.
See, these other nations are planning on retaliating. All right, Canada and Mexico, they're planning. Okay, you're gonna put tariffs on us, or we're gonna put tariffs on you. All right, and it's gonna be a back and forth battle, and we'll see what the outcome is. Okay, and it could have a drastic impact. It might not. Maybe they'll come to a conclusion. Maybe they'll settle, even out. We shall see.
China is also expected to retaliate if their goods face tariffs as well.
And the retaliation for China will be greater from Canada and Mexico. All right, you can guarantee that. All right, because China has more of an influence over here in America than Canada and Mexico concerning the goods and products. All right, maybe not so much for the oil, but the goods and products, especially the auto industry and electronics, appliances. Hey, 90% of everything that we have in these homes, that we drive around in these cars, technology, these computer systems, telephones, laptops, smart TVs, all that, it comes from China.
Oh.
All right. Slovakia.
New tariffs set to kick in on 3 major U.S. trading partners. The White House says President Trump will pass a new 25% tariff on goods from Mexico and Canada, along with a 10% tariff on products from China.
These are promises made and promises kept by the president.
Together, all 3 countries account for about $1.6 trillion worth of business with the U.S. each year. Trump says the tariffs are punishment for the flow of drugs and migrants into the United States.
And he's trying to, throw this, these tariffs like it's because of the migrants and the drugs and all that's coming through the border. And that's all bullshit, because, Esau has established that and set that up. Okay. And Esau has allowed people to get across the border. He has set up these programs and these abilities to be able to get drugs across the border. Moreover, he's bringing these particular products, these drugs, etc., across his borders into America. All right. In which, that's another video for another time. But let's go to Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground." It's talking about America, contrary to what these so-called Christian teachers and pastors push. America is documented and spoken of in the scriptures. It says, "There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So this place is no longer being looked at as the tender and delicate, the place you want to go. All right, the place you want to be and raise your family, to live happily ever after. All right, to set up a business, to chase the American dream. And people are finding out more and more that American dream is exactly what they title it as, a dream and nothing else. All right, it's something that you can't attain, or at least attain and sustain. All right, It says, verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. So America is being exposed on a high level. Okay. You know, Esau's devices, his trickery, his agendas. Okay. You know, his he says he'll do something, he does it for a particular time, and then he reneges, he goes back upon his word. All right. Let's not forget who this man is, concerning the history of this man, going back to when he came over to this land of America, you know, dealing with the so-called Native Americans. He broke all his treaties. He broke all his covenants, his agreements. All right. He said, I shook your hand. I know I signed on the paper, but I had my fingers crossed. Okay. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. You know, that's concerning Yahweh Shai, man. When he returns, hey, he's not coming as a man. All right. In verse 4, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Okay. America is no longer that place where the whole world looks at as the place you want to be. In times past, people came over to America. You know, they went back to their land. They spoke highly of it. All right. They said, hey, everything you see on TV or in the postcards is true. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. They have this, they have that. Well, they're not saying that no more. They're coming over to this place. And they're like, hey, man, there's trash everywhere. There's homeless people. There's drugs. They're kicking these people out. They're detaining people. They're throwing them in camps. They're shipping them back here and there. You know, all types of madnesses are going on. You know, planes are falling out of the sky. Trains are derailing. Fires are breaking out everywhere. All right. You know, people are getting abducted here and there. Okay. It is gang warfare, all types of Ford trucks are just running people over. You know, so this is the they're going back and basically speaking of the reputation that America has developed of itself. All right.
It's
Donald Trump told everybody on the campaign trail he's going to use every tool available to secure this nation, and this is a part of it.
Trump says the U.S.'s existing.
Yeah, Trump's going to bring this nation all the way down to the ground, man. All right, and it's all part of props. It doesn't matter who got in that presidential seat. All right, but Trump, is going to bring this place straight into the ground. All right.
Trade agreements are lopsided in other countries' favor, even though he negotiated the current U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, which took the place of NAFTA in 2020. Canada is by far our biggest supplier of crude oil. Trump says he wants to produce more domestically.
You don't need the products that they have. We have all the oil you need.
It remains to be seen exactly how the strategy will play out, particularly for consumers. Critics say the tariffs will drive up prices.
And really, they don't need this amount of people in the workforce anymore. All right. They don't need these people to be working at these Walmarts. They don't need these people to work at these gas stations, these warehouses. They don't need you to work at the airport. All right. They don't even need the amount of people to work in the military if they chose to. All right. They're trying to switch everything over to an artificial intelligence, robot, mechanical machine type thing to go work congruent with his system. All right. Well, they don't need you people, and over time, over the years, you're slowly being replaced without even realizing it. All right. These various different warehouse jobs, case in point, they've replaced, and you might have had 20 people working this sector of this particular warehouse. Well, guess what? You were replaced with a multi-million-dollar machine. Okay. And over time, when you go back into the car industry, a lot of the car industry, when you go back, 30 years, 40 years, these cars were put together by the most part by human hands. When you go into the car industry and you see how these cars are put together, 60 to 70% of these vehicles are put together by automated machines and artificial intelligence. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah 42 and let's go down to verse 9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And the prophets of the Spirit and power Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have told you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, the things that are happening, that you see happening and taking place right now, were going to happen. Okay. We told you things were going to get worse, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was going to bring plagues upon this place, you know. And furthermore, we're telling you the things that are about to occur, that are about to happen, concerning famine, concerning the more uprising, okay, of the people, civil war, race wars. Esau Edom coming down hard on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because he knows he has but a short time. And that's why you see these wicked elites speeding up the process, so to speak, man. Okay. Let me read that again. Isaiah 42 and 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. All right. Yeah. And we don't, a couple months back, you know, the hot topic that was being pushed in the news was these quote unquote drones, which, you know, the majority of those were the chariots, the so-called UFOs, the so-called UAPs. Well, we don't hear about that no more. All right. It's like Esau, he didn't want attention on the chariots no more. Okay. And you know, the way Esau has these people basically eating out of the palm of his hands, he can persuade them to the left or to the right or this way or that way, almost at his will, so to speak, man. Okay. And people have very, very short-term memory, you know, living in Babylon the Great. They're very quick to forget things that have happened very, very recently. And Esau capitalizes off of that. Let's go. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, and then we'll go to Revelation, and we can close out. This is Ezekiel 3 and 1. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So we're commanded to go speak unto you Israelites. Verse 2, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. See, how about Shem Yahushua has to cause you to eat that roll concerning this wisdom and knowledge, man. All right. This is not of us. This is not of ourselves. You know, the Lord has to give you this wisdom and knowledge and open up your eyesight. All right. Take those blinders off your eyes. It says, verse 3, and he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. And that's what you see happening all over the four corners of the earth. The Lord has raised men, like we read in Jeremiah, I believe that was 35, you know, concerning the prophets rising up early, man. All right. Going into the prophecies, giving you warning, you know, from the Lord, telling you what's about to take place, man, telling you that plagues are being set upon this place and are going to continue to be set upon this place, even greater plagues than those of Egypt. And we're coming to a very, very harsh reality, all right, concerning Jacob's trouble. And a lot of our people are not preparing themselves, okay, mentally and spiritually. Continue on verse 4. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Okay. Now let's close out on, what is it, Revelation 17. Let's see real quick. Hold on. Bear with me one moment. Yep. Let's go to Revelation chapter 17, and let's go down to verse. Let's jump straight to the point. Let's read verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Now that whore that rideth on top of the beast, is America. And, you know, these nations, some of these nations that are allied with America are going to turn their backs on America and say, no, we're no longer a part. You know, we're no longer with you. We're no longer in agreement with you. Hey, we don't like what you did here. We don't like what you did over there. All right. And we're taking the side of the opposing, or we're just taking our own side. Okay. And we're just standing back. We're not with you. Okay. And then over time, they're going to come against America, man. Okay. And certain of these nations are gathered together and being backed by Russia are going to burn this place by fire. And how is that fire going to come by? That fire is going to come by the weapons of the Lord's indignation, which are what? The intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're going to be shot over to this place in the multi-millions. Okay. That's why it speaks of this place looking like a lake of fire, or being a lake of fire, because it's going to look like a lake of fire by that bird's eye view through the windows of the chariots, man. The elect being on those ships, those so-called UFOs, those so-called UAPs, or just one giant so-called UFO, which is a chariot, looking down upon Babylon the Great and witnessing the destruction of this place concerning that thermonuclear fire engulfing this whole land. It's going to look like a lake of fire. All right. Let's read that one more time. Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kwadash. Double honors to the head apostle, that is a great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.